This is course 1, lesson 52, mentally dividing decimal numbers by 10 and 100. Now, we've already done this. I just haven't specifically said I want it done mentally. So mentally, okay, when it's saying to do it mentally, it's saying it doesn't want you to write anything down other than the answer, okay? So it only wants you, because we're dividing, it only wants you to write down the quotient. That's it. I don't want any work shown in your answers. I just want the quotient or the answer. How would we do this? Well, if I have 2 and 5/10, and I'm dividing 2 and 5/10 by 10. Remember, when we divide or multiply by 10, 100,000, however it is, you are just moving the decimal place however many zeros you have. If you divide, you move the number to the left because you are making the number smaller. If you multiply, you move it to the right because you are making the number bigger. Multiplying makes it bigger, dividing makes it smaller. So because I am dividing by 10, I am moving the decimal place 1 point, and it's becoming 25 hundredths. That is what it wants you to do mentally. It wants you to be able to look at a number and say, okay, move the decimal place 1 point. This is what the answer is. Let's look at another one together. Let's say you have 3 and 75 hundredths divided by 100. Again, because we're dividing, we're moving to the left. You're moving to the left 2 places. So it wants you to be able to look at this number and mentally say, I need to move this decimal 2 places, which is 1, 2. Decimal is here, empty column. I have a 0. So it wants me to look at all of that and be able to think, okay, so this is going to be 375 10,000ths. Following? All you're doing is moving the decimal. Okay, now you can normally, I would say, you can write it out, do your jumping on paper, put the decimal, do it all. What it wants you to do is do it all in your head so that you look at that and understand in your head and see that that's the quotient. It wants you to be able to look at this number and understand if you're dividing by 100, you're going to end up with this number. That is what we are looking at doing. Okay, that is mentally dividing decimal numbers. If it is 100, it is moving 2 places. If it is 10, it is moving 1 place. If it was 1,000, it would be 3 places because you're moving the decimal however many zeros you have. And again, for this lesson particularly, it wants you to do it mentally, which means it wants you to do it completely inside your head. Okay? Again, if I had, and I'm dividing by 10, you need to be able to look at that and understand 10 moves the decimal place to the left because we are dividing once because there is 1 0, which gives us this number. That is lesson 52, mentally dividing by decimal numbers by 10 and 100 for course 1.